Hey, what's up everybody? I'm KB Kwan from Taste of Asian Food. Today's recipe, Hong Xiu Yu, braised whole fish Chinese style. So this is a very simple and common Chinese recipe that we cook every day at home. And whenever I have it, I always remember the day when I was young, sitting down together at the dining table together with my parents. It is not that difficult to make. First, we pan fry the fish and then make a savory sauce. And then we put the sauce together with the fish together and braise it for a few minutes, and that's it. Simple. But the flavor came through very satisfying. This is a tilapia. I got it from the market this morning. I've asked the fishmonger to remove the scale and remove those organs in the cavity. And then I wash it thoroughly, make sure that it is clean, no blood. Otherwise, the fish may have unwanted fishy smell. Since I need to pan fry this fish, I try to make it very dry. And to avoid any spattering during pan frying. Then I make a few slits on both sides of the fish, so that when we pan fry it afterwards, the flavor will be able to enter or infuse into the fish effectively. And after that, just add a small amount of cornstarch on both sides, so that when we pan fry it, it will not splatter so much. And before I pan fry the fish, I would like to show you some of the ingredients that I've already prepared. This is the ginger, slices about 10 pieces. This is the spring onion or scallion. I've already cut it into a few sections. This white section, I'm going to use it to saute. And the other part, some I cut it into small pieces like that. Some I cut it into curly style for garnish. And also I have some chili, which is not meant to make it spicy, but this is also for garnish to add a pop of color. Let's heat up the oil in a wok. I'm using a cast iron wok that is well seasoned. I use a little bit more oil to pan fry it than normal, so that I want to make sure that the fish is not going to stick onto the wok. But alternatively, if you don't have the wok, you can use a non-stick pan to do it. Heat the oil to moderately hot, and then put the fish right at the center. And pan fry the fish. You can swirl around so that the oil is at both sides, the tail, also the head of the fish, and try to cook it evenly. But try not to move the fish now, because it may just stick onto the wok. Just wait for a few minutes, about 3 minutes, before you start to move it around. After a few minutes, let's check. Yeah, it is start to detach from the wok. So it's now quite ready to turn it over. Now the fish is completely detached from the wok already. I can move it around. And I think it's now time to flip it over. Not yet. Just wait for another minute or two. The color hasn't changed to golden brown yet. Okay, let's turn it over. And cook the other side. Just be patient. After a minute, it will start to detach from the bottom of the wok. But if you use a non-stick pan, then usually it wouldn't be a problem. Alright, both sides are golden now, so I can remove the fish carefully and set it aside, and let's prepare the sauce. So I have removed most of the oil for pan frying the fish and left only about 1 to 2 tablespoons. This is for the purpose to saute the items that I have already prepared. That is the ginger, the scallion, and also I have added some garlic cloves, which I didn't mention just now, to improve the flavor. When all these ingredients turn fragrant, about a minute, then time to season it with some ingredients that I already prepared. The first seasoning I need is the soybean paste, and in Malaysia, Malaysian Chinese like me, we call it minci, and it is written here, it is say is daojiang. Whatever you call it, there are a few names. So just remember it looks like that, T-A-U-C-U, daochu. Yeah. And if you don't have that, what you can do is you can substitute it with light soy sauce, about 2 tablespoons, but the flavor won't be exactly the same. And I also like to add a little bit of vinegar, just a little bit. And to counterbalance the flavor of vinegar, I'll then add just a little bit of sugar. I've already turned down the heat so I can do it slowly now. And to give the sauce a little deeper color, I'll then add some dark soy sauce. Just a little bit. And some pepper. And also I would like to add some wine. This is a Chinese wine. Since I need to braise the fish, I want to add a little bit more water. Now turn up the heat, mix all this and bring it to a boil. And let it cook for a little while so that all the flavor from all these aromatic ingredients will then release into the gravy. May need to add a little bit more water. Okay. So okay, now I would like to add the fish back to the sauce and braise together. Put it back. And use low heat, and got to be careful because the fish is quite fragile. So I try not to flip the fish. Instead, I'll use a spoon to keep putting the sauce on top so that the fish will then be able to absorb the flavor on both sides. You may want to flip the fish, but have to be very careful, and I always suggest that if you really want to flip it, just flip once because it's quite fragile. Alternatively, you can just do the way that I'm doing. Keep basting the top part of the fish with the sauce. Okay, I've decided to flip it over, but just once. And continue scoop all this sauce onto the surface. So we cook down the sauce until something like that, not that much, and it's already about 5 minutes. It should have been done now. So let me switch it off first, then transfer the fish to an oblong shaped plate. Then final preparation of the sauce. It seems not quite enough, so I add a little bit more water, turn it up, and put a little bit of the spring onion that I have, and drizzle with some sesame oil. Turn it off and put this sauce on top of the fish. Lastly, garnish with some chili, not for the spiciness but for the color, and a bunch of curled onion to serve. Okay, that's how to make braised fish Chinese style 红烧鱼. And before I conclude this video, I want to show you one more item that I have. This is called chili bean paste, 豆瓣酱. And by using this, instead of the taochu, the soybean paste that I used just now, you can make a spicy version, Sichuan version. And if you want to use this, you don't need to add the dark soy sauce as what I did to darken the color, because the color of this itself is very nice. It's reddish in color, beautiful. And if you want to get the recipe to try it out, I have added the recipe in the description below the video and also at the end of the video that I will make for your reference. Please subscribe, tap the notification, give me a thumbs up, try it out, let me know the result, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.